I'm Angelina Moles, they, them, she, her, and I'm a professor here at San Francisco State, and I'm also the Liberal and Creative Arts Coordinator for Metro. I'm in the Central Valley with my mom, who immigrated here in the late 70s to the U.S., and both of my parents don't have college education. My dad tried to go to college and he dropped out after a year. So my childhood was very rich with our culture. It was very filled with a lot of family and a lot of community. I think a big part of it was like food. Lots of food in my culture. I moved to San Francisco in 2015 when I came here for grad school. I got my master's degree in communication studies with an emphasis in fat studies and performance studies. I moved away for like a year. It's like, no. I think that San Francisco really opened me up to the ability to envision myself in ways I didn't know I could. I lived a good portion of my life being quieter, pretending to be smaller. The community that I built here and my education allowed me to take up space unapologetically, understand that I don't have to be quiet. I get to be loud, I get to be fat, I get to be big, I get to exist in these big dreamscape ways. Maybe it's time for rebranding, because I started getting followers and I was kind of confused. Okay, so I definitely want fat to be in it, because I don't want thick, I don't want curvy, I want it to be fat. And then we came up with Fierce Fat Femme, because femme is an identity term in the queer community. It's stayed since then, because I do really feel like a fierce fat femme. I don't owe anyone thinness. I don't owe anyone becoming smaller. I don't owe anyone an explanation for why I look the way I look, who I am. My body and I don't need to be at war with each other. I spent so many years at war with myself. The less time I spent at war with myself, the more time I had to be creative and not worry about do I look too fat from the side, or oh man, you can see my cellulite through my pants. I'm really bad at understanding my impact. I've had people message me about is saying it's really been incredible for them to see somebody who looks like them modeling clothing. I created Northern California's first ever fat or plus size inclusive market, which is called the Fierce Fat Flea Market. And every event that I have people who are this is life-changing to come and be able to try on a plethora of clothes. I've had students who have been on campus and got their period and needed new pants, and they were able to get new pants. Yeah, so don't tell anybody this is being stored on campus. LOL, no, just kidding, you can. But I don't get paid enough to afford storage. I have my clothes stored behind me. I have about 50 bins that are 27 gallons each filled with plus size clothing. It ranges from bras and swimsuits all the way up to wedding gowns. I have 2 wedding gowns right now, size 24 if anybody needs a wedding gown. They're hearing about me, and I think that is so important to me, because I don't care that they're hearing about me. I care that they want plus size clothing at their events. Fierce Fat Flea is offering a space where if you're plus size, you get to come here and you're not just accessory shopping. You can if you want. Really lean into maximalism with my style. My clothing decisions come from a long history of not getting to make clothing decisions. I'm already gonna be looked at as a fat person in the world, so I want to give them something to look at. Take it all in, baby. There's a lot for you to see. I try my best not to tell my students anything about my Instagram life, but they find me because y'all are good. I can't just make only fashion content. I also want to educate at the same time. Oh man, my TikTok. It's so easy for people to make really anti-fat videos. For 2 months straight, I was just getting comments you should kill yourself and you shouldn't be alive and being fat is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. And I think fascism wins when we feel we can tell people online to kill themselves. Hello? I'm luckily at a place where that stuff doesn't get to me as much as maybe it would have. Ultimately, my goal is for all of us to realize fat, thin, in between, outside of whatever. When we move towards fat liberation, we all move towards liberation together.